True love is to love fully and never to desist from loving, Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, once said. This sentiment, steeped in Stoic wisdom, resonates with the same clarity and truth as the most basic mathematical calculations. But what profound truths might we glean if we applied such bare understanding to the delicate dance of love and intimacy? Join us on this adventure and we may discover the secret depths of both the heart and the mind. In a world rife with fleeting passions and short-lived emotions, the ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a grounding beacon. It teaches us to value rational affection and deep character, to cherish virtues over the transient whirlwinds of desire and romance. But how does this resonate with our modern understanding of love? Can a philosophy centuries old illuminate the path to deeper, more meaningful connections in today's world? Imagine, if you will, a love not just felt but understood, a bond not just enjoyed but deeply appreciated for its virtue and strength. This is the promise of Stoicism. Remember, love in the Stoic sense isn't a mere emotion. It's a profound appreciation for the virtues and character of another. It's a rational, deliberate choice to value, respect, and nurture a bond that transcends the ordinary. But don't be mistaken. Stoicism doesn't call for an emotionless state. Instead, it advocates for a love that is deep, reasoned, and resilient. So, as we start this journey, ask yourself, are you ready to view love through a new lens? Are you prepared to challenge your preconceptions and embrace a love that is not only passionate, but also wise and virtuous? I hope that this video will not only deepen your understanding of romance, but might also transform the way you view relationships. Number 1. The Stoics' view of love. In the mix of human feelings, love often appears as the most vibrant and elusive thread. But what if we were to view love not as a chaotic storm of feelings, but as a deliberate choice, a commitment to cherish the virtues and character of another? This is the essence of love from a Stoic perspective. Stoicism teaches us that true love is rooted in reason and virtue. It's not about being swept off your feet by someone's charm or beauty, but about finding a deep, rational connection with another's soul. It's about seeing beyond the surface and appreciating the moral fiber, integrity, the kindness that define a person. Think of it this way. When you plant a garden, you don't just admire the blooming flowers. You nurture the soil, water the plants, and tend to their needs. Similarly, Stoic love is about nurturing the virtues in your relationship. It's a continuous, active process of fostering understanding, respect, and compassion. But how do we apply this in our day-to-day lives? Let's start with a simple exercise. Think of your partner. List down the qualities in them that you admire and the virtues that resonate with you. Now, reflect on how these virtues impact your feelings for them. This exercise shifts your focus from transient emotions to the enduring aspects of their character, aligning your affection with the Stoic view of love. In real life, this means celebrating your partner's honesty, their ability to persevere, and their kindness, rather than just their physical attributes or superficial charms. It's about loving them for their moral qualities, their decisions and actions that align with virtue. Consider for a moment the story of Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor. His love for his wife, Faustina, was not just built on attraction or status, but on a deep respect for her intellect and her character. Marcus and Faustina's relationship was far more than a mere alliance of political convenience, which was common in Roman imperial families. Their bond was underpinned by a profound respect for each other's character and intellect. Faustina was known for her wisdom and her capability to manage affairs during Marcus's military campaigns, which demonstrates the trust and respect Marcus had for her abilities. His reliance on her suggests a partnership of equals, where both individuals support and strengthen each other. Their relationship also exemplified the Stoic view of facing life's challenges together. They endured personal tragedies, including the loss of children, and navigated the complexities of ruling an empire. These experiences likely fortified their bond, as they shared not only the joys but also the burdens of life. This is the kind of love that Stoicism encourages, a partnership based on mutual respect and shared virtues. Yet let's not forget that Stoicism doesn't advocate for a cold, detached love. Instead, it encourages a love that is deep and thoughtful, one that withstands the test of time and the challenges of life. It's about loving with clarity and purpose, understanding that true affection lies in appreciating the moral beauty of another. So, as you ponder the nature of your affections, ask yourself, are you loving with depth and virtue? Are you looking beyond the ephemeral and cherishing the true essence of your partner? If we embrace this Stoic view of love, we open ourselves to a more profound, meaningful connection, a bond that transcends the ordinary and touches the very core of our being. Number 2, autonomy and intimacy. When we think of romantic relationships, we often imagine two people becoming one, losing themselves in each other. But Stoicism presents a different picture. It teaches us that true intimacy doesn't require losing our individuality. Maintaining our virtue and autonomy is key to a healthy and fulfilling relationship. In the Stoic view, a relationship is like a dance between two strong, independent individuals. Each person brings their unique rhythm and steps, contributing to a harmonious and beautiful performance. The strength of the relationship lies not in dependence or submission, but in the mutual respect and understanding of each other's autonomy. So, how do we balance this autonomy with the closeness we desire in relationships? It starts with self-awareness. Take a moment to reflect on your values, your principles, and how they align with your actions in your relationship. Are you maintaining your integrity and your virtues, even as you connect deeply with your partner? Here's a practical exercise. For 1 week, make a conscious effort to pursue an interest or activity that you value independently of your partner. It could be reading, painting, a sport, or anything that resonates with your inner self. Notice how this personal engagement impacts your relationship. Often you'll find that it enriches your conversations and deepens your connection. This principle is beautifully illustrated in the life of Seneca, a renowned Stoic philosopher. Despite his profound connections with friends and family, Seneca maintained his philosophical pursuits. His relationships were strengthened by his unwavering commitment to his principles and virtues. But what about those moments when our autonomy seems at odds with our relationship? Stoicism teaches us to approach these situations with reason and understanding. It's about finding a balance, a middle ground where both partners can thrive individually and as a couple. It's about understanding that true love respects and encourages each other's autonomy. Imagine your relationship as a garden where both of you are gardeners. Each of you nurtures different plants, but you work together to create a beautiful, flourishing space. Your individual contributions and your autonomy enhance the overall beauty and health of the garden. This is the essence of Stoic intimacy, a partnership where individual growth and collective harmony coexist. So, as you navigate the waters of love and intimacy, remember that your autonomy is not a barrier to closeness, but a pillar that supports and enriches it. Cherish your virtues and encourage your partner to do the same. In doing so, you'll build not just a relationship, but a partnership of mutual respect, understanding, and profound connection. Number 3, dealing with vulnerability. Vulnerability often carries a stigma in our society, seen as a sign of weakness or a breach in our emotional armor. However, from a Stoic standpoint, vulnerability in love is not a weakness, but a profound strength and opportunity for growth. It's a chance to deepen trust, understanding, and connection in a relationship. In Stoicism, the emphasis is on facing life's challenges with courage and clarity. This includes the emotional risks inherent in opening up to someone. Being vulnerable means being brave enough to show your true self, your fears, your hopes, and your dreams. It's about letting someone see you, not just as you appear, but as you truly are. But how do we embrace vulnerability without feeling exposed or threatened? The key lies in viewing vulnerability as a form of emotional honesty, a commitment to authenticity in your relationship. Start by sharing small truths about yourself with your partner, something that makes you feel a bit exposed. It could be a personal story, a fear, or a hope. Notice how this act of sharing deepens the bond between you. Understand that being open with your partner is a choice, a deliberate act of emotional courage. But what about when vulnerability is met with misunderstanding or rejection? Stoicism teaches us to accept the things we cannot control, including the reactions of others. If your openness is not received as you hoped, remember that your worth is not dependent on someone else's acceptance. Your strength lies in your honesty and your willingness to be true to yourself. Imagine a scenario where one partner, let's call him Alex, has always been passionate about writing poetry but has kept this passion private, fearing judgment or disinterest from their partner, Jordan. For years, Alex writes in solitude, unsure of how Jordan would react to this deeply personal hobby. One evening, feeling particularly inspired and yet vulnerable, Alex decides to share a poem with Jordan. It's a significant moment, revealing a part of themselves they had kept hidden. Alex's hands tremble slightly as they hand over the notebook, their heart racing with a mix of fear and hope. To Alex's surprise and relief, Jordan reads the poem with genuine interest and appreciation. Instead of the expected ridicule, Jordan expresses admiration for Alex's talent and the depth of emotion in the poetry. They spend the evening discussing the poem, with Jordan asking thoughtful questions and encouraging Alex to share more. This moment of vulnerability becomes a turning point in their relationship. Alex feels a newfound sense of closeness and trust, knowing their passion is not only accepted but valued by Jordan. For Jordan, it's an opportunity to understand and appreciate a previously unseen aspect of Alex's inner world. Their relationship deepens as a result of this exchange. Alex feels more confident in sharing their poetry, while Jordan takes an active interest in Alex's writing, attending poetry readings together and celebrating each new piece. This act of sharing and acceptance enriches their connection, fostering a deeper sense of mutual respect and understanding. In embracing vulnerability, we must also be prepared to handle our partner's vulnerabilities with care and understanding. It's about creating a safe space where both of you can be open and honest without fear of judgment. This mutual vulnerability fosters a deeper, more authentic connection, transforming your relationship into a sanctuary of trust and understanding. So, as you journey through the landscapes of love and intimacy, remember that vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to your strength and courage. It's an opportunity to deepen your connection, to build a relationship grounded in trust, authenticity, and profound understanding. Number 4, the role of trust. In a relationship, trust is the grout that holds the tiles together. Without it, the most beautifully designed pattern falls apart. Stoicism, with its emphasis on virtues such as honesty, integrity, and reliability, places immense value on trust as a cornerstone of love and intimacy. Trust in a Stoic sense is more than just believing your partner won't deceive you. It's about relying on their character, knowing that they act with integrity and virtue, both with you and in the wider world. It's a mutual understanding that each person in the relationship will uphold their moral values, even in challenging times. But how do we build this kind of trust? It starts with being trustworthy yourself. Practice honesty and integrity in your actions and words. Be consistent and reliable. Let your partner see through your actions that you are a person of your word. Consider the story of Cato the Younger, a Stoic known for his unwavering integrity. His commitment to truth and moral principles made him a figure of trust and respect. In your relationship, strive to be like Cato. Let your actions reflect your inner virtues, thereby building a foundation of trust with your partner. Trust also means giving your partner the benefit of the doubt. When misunderstandings arise, approach the situation with a presumption of good intent. Remember, trust is not just about honesty, it's also about understanding and forgiveness. Here's a practical tip. When facing doubts or suspicions, communicate openly with your partner. Rather than letting mistrust fester, have a frank conversation about your concerns. This kind of open dialogue strengthens trust and deepens your connection. But what happens when trust is broken? Stoicism teaches us to handle such situations with a balance of reason and empathy. Reflect on the situation objectively. Understand that humans are fallible and that forgiveness can be a virtue. However, also consider the nature of the breach and whether it aligns with your core values and principles. In real life, trust might be tested by a variety of situations. For instance, if your partner fails to support you in a difficult situation, it might shake your trust. In such cases, reflect on the circumstances. Was it a one-time lapse or a pattern indicating a lack of integrity? Use your judgment to decide whether to rebuild trust or reassess the relationship. Trust is the lifeblood of a relationship. It nurtures love, fosters intimacy, and creates a safe space for both partners to grow and thrive. By building trust, you not only strengthen your bond, but also cultivate a deeper understanding and respect for each other. So, as you navigate the waters of your relationship, remember that trust is not just about honesty, it's about integrity, understanding, and mutual respect. It's the glue that binds your relationship, allowing it to weather storms and bask in sunnier days. Number 5, navigating conflict. In the intricate dance of a relationship, conflicts like missteps are inevitable. However, Stoicism offers a unique approach to resolving conflicts, transforming potential discord into opportunities for growth and understanding. Stoicism teaches us to approach conflict not with hostility or defensiveness, but with a calm and rational mindset. It's about listening to understand, not just to respond. It's about valuing your partner's perspective as much as your own. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. Rather, it's about expressing them in a constructive, respectful manner. But how do we apply this in the heat of an argument? Start by taking a moment to pause and breathe. Remember the Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control, your own reactions and words. Approach the conflict with the intent to resolve, not to win. Consider the story of Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, who once famously said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." In your conflicts, emulate Zeno. Listen actively to your partner. Try to understand their viewpoint, even if you don't agree with it. Here's a practical exercise. Next time you find yourself in a disagreement, practice active listening. Let your partner speak without interruption. Reflect on what you've heard to ensure you've understood their point. This active listening can de-escalate the conflict and pave the way for a rational, respectful dialogue. But what about when emotions run high and rational discussion seems impossible? Stoicism teaches us to step back and reassess. Sometimes taking a brief time out to collect your thoughts can be more productive than continuing a heated argument. It allows both partners to approach the conflict with a clearer, calmer mindset. In real-life situations, conflicts can arise from mundane issues like household chores to more significant disagreements on finances or life choices. In these moments, remember the Stoic ideal of focusing on the bigger picture, the health and happiness of your relationship. Ask yourself, is winning this argument more important than the harmony of our relationship? Navigating conflict in a Stoic way is not about suppressing emotions or avoiding disagreements. It's about handling conflicts with dignity, respect, and a focus on mutual understanding. It's about turning conflicts into opportunities to strengthen your bond, deepen your understanding of each other, and grow together as a couple. So, as you journey together through the ups and downs of your relationship, remember that conflicts are not roadblocks, but stepping stones. They are chances to practice patience, understanding, and empathy. By navigating conflicts with a Stoic approach, you lay the foundation for a stronger, more resilient bond. Number 6, embracing impermanence. One of the most profound yet often overlooked truths is the impermanence of our experiences, including our connections with others. Stoicism teaches us to cherish the present moment, fully aware that circumstances, feelings, and relationships can and do change. This is not a pessimistic view, but rather a realistic and enriching one. It encourages us to love fully, deeply, and sincerely without clinging to the expectation of permanence. But how do we embrace this impermanence in our relationships? The key lies in mindfulness and gratitude. Celebrate the time you spend with your partner, the experiences you share, and the growth you undergo together. By acknowledging that these moments are fleeting, you learn to appreciate them more deeply. Consider the Stoic practice of memento mori, the reminder that life is temporary. Apply this to your relationship by recognizing that each day is a gift, an opportunity to strengthen and enjoy your bond. This awareness can transform how you approach your time together, making it more meaningful and fulfilling. Here's a tangible way to apply this. Regularly express gratitude for your partner and your relationship. Share your appreciation for the small moments as well as the significant milestones. This practice not only fosters a deeper connection, but also builds a strong foundation of mutual respect and affection. Embracing impermanence also means being adaptable to the changes that life inevitably brings. Whether it's a shift in circumstances, personal growth, or the natural evolution of your relationship, approach these changes with a Stoic sense of acceptance and resilience. In real-life relationships, this approach is particularly valuable. For example, when faced with external challenges such as career changes or relocation, instead of resisting change, couples can choose to navigate these transitions together, seeing them as opportunities for growth and deepening their bond. By embracing the impermanence in love, we cultivate a relationship that is not only resilient in the face of change, but also richly rewarding. We learn to cherish each moment, to grow together through life's ups and downs, and to find joy in the journey, however fleeting it may be. Number 7. Love as a form of freedom. In a narrative where love is frequently depicted as a constraining force, almost like a web entangling us, Stoicism sheds light on a different, more liberating dimension of love. A contrary to popular notions of falling in love as a plunge into dependency, Stoicism presents love as a journey towards personal liberation and enrichment. However, Stoic love is about enhancing and complementing one's life, not confining it. It's a perspective that encourages us to grow alongside our partners, fostering independence and mutual support. Stoic love encourages a partnership where both individuals are free to pursue their aspirations and cultivate their virtues, all the while sharing a bond that is rooted in respect and understanding. It's about finding strength in togetherness, where love becomes a source of empowerment rather than limitation. But how do we cultivate this freedom in love? It starts with self-sufficiency. Stoicism advocates for finding contentment within oneself, not seeking it solely in a partner. When you are emotionally and mentally self-reliant, your relationship becomes a choice, not a necessity. Consider Epictetus's words. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Apply this to your relationship. Focus on what you can control, your actions, your thoughts, your growth, and encourage your partner to do the same. Here's a practical tip. Encourage independence in your relationship. Support your partner's pursuits and passions, even if they don't involve you. This not only fosters individual growth, but also brings fresh energy and perspectives into your relationship. In real-life relationships, this approach manifests in many ways. It could be as simple as respecting your partner's need for alone time or supporting their career ambitions. It's about celebrating each other's achievements and growth, not as a threat to the relationship, but as a testament to it. Love as a form of freedom also means letting go of control. It's about accepting your partner as they are, not trying to mold them into your ideal. This acceptance not only liberates your partner, but also frees you from the burden of expectation and control. So, in your journey of love, remember, true love is not about holding on tight, it's about giving freedom. It's not about dependency, but about supporting each other's independence. By embracing this Stoic view of love, you'll not only enrich your relationship, but also discover a deeper sense of personal freedom and fulfillment. Number 8, the importance of self-love. In the symphony of relationships, we often focus on the harmony between partners, sometimes overlooking the melody of self-love that underpins it. Stoicism, with its emphasis on personal virtue and self-awareness, highlights the crucial role of self-love in cultivating a healthy romantic relationship. Stoicism teaches us that to love another fully, we must first love ourselves. This isn't about narcissism or egoism. It's about recognizing and respecting our values and worth. It's about nurturing our well-being, our virtues, and our personal growth. This self-love lays the foundation for a relationship that is based on mutual respect and genuine affection. But how do we practice self-love in a way that enriches our romantic relationships? It starts with self-acceptance. Accept yourself with all your strengths and flaws. Recognize your worth independently of your relationship. This self-acceptance empowers you to enter a relationship not out of neediness or insecurity, but out of a desire to share your completeness with another. Consider the words of the Stoic philosopher Seneca. If you wish to be loved, love. Apply this principle to yourself first. Show yourself kindness, patience, and understanding. Engage in practices that nurture your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Here's a practical exercise. Dedicate time each day for self-care activities. It could be meditation, exercise, reading, or any activity that rejuvenates you. This commitment to self-care not only boosts your well-being, but also brings a more positive, balanced self to the relationship. In real-life scenarios, the importance of self-love becomes evident in how we interact with our partners. When we're content and fulfilled within ourselves, we're less likely to place unrealistic expectations on our partners. We're better equipped to offer support and understanding because we understand the value of these qualities in our own lives. Self-love also means setting healthy boundaries in your relationship. It's about recognizing your needs and communicating them clearly to your partner. This isn't selfishness. It's a form of self-respect that fosters a healthier, more balanced relationship. So, as you navigate the journey of love and intimacy, remember that the love you offer yourself sets the tone for the love you receive and give in your relationship. By cultivating self-love, you're not just enriching your own life, you're laying the groundwork for a more fulfilling, harmonious partnership. Number 9, empathy and understanding. In the intricate dance of a relationship, empathy and understanding are the rhythms that keep the partners in sync. Stoicism encourages us to cultivate empathy, not just as a feeling, but as a deliberate practice in our interactions with our partners. Stoicism teaches us to see the world from our partner's perspective and to understand their thoughts, feelings, and motivations. This doesn't mean losing our perspective. Rather, it's about enriching our understanding by considering theirs. It's about creating a bridge of communication where both partners feel seen, heard, and understood. But how do we practice empathy and understanding in a practical sense? Start with active listening. When your partner speaks, listen with the intent to understand, not just to respond. Pay attention not just to their words, but to their nonverbal cues, the tone of voice, facial expressions, body language. This attentive listening fosters a deeper understanding and connection. Consider the Stoic philosophy of putting oneself in another's shoes. Imagine yourself in your partner's situation. How would you feel? What would you think? This exercise of perspective-taking can significantly enhance your empathetic understanding. If your partner is going through a challenging time, instead of immediately offering solutions or advice, first acknowledge their feelings. Say something like, "I see that you're upset about this," or It sounds like you're struggling with this decision. This acknowledgement shows that you're listening and empathizing with their experience. Empathy in Stoicism also extends to understanding your partner's reactions and behaviors. Remember, everyone has their own set of values, beliefs, and experiences that shape their actions. Instead of quick judgments or criticisms, approach your partner's actions with curiosity and an open mind. In everyday life, this empathetic understanding can transform the way you interact with your partner. It can turn conflicts into moments of connection and misunderstandings into opportunities for clarity. It's about building a relationship where both partners feel valued and understood. So, as you continue to build your relationship, remember, empathy and understanding are not just emotional responses, they're active choices. They're the choices to see beyond ourselves, to connect with our partner, and to build a relationship grounded in mutual respect and deep understanding. Number 10. Shared growth and virtues. In the journey of a relationship, shared growth and the cultivation of virtues are like navigational stars, guiding partners toward a fulfilling and meaningful union. Stoicism, with its profound emphasis on personal development and virtue, encourages couples to view their relationship as a fertile ground for mutual growth. Stoicism teaches that a relationship should not just be about love and companionship, but also about helping each other become better, more virtuous people. This means fostering qualities like wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline, both in ourselves and in our partners. But how do we incorporate this shared growth in practical terms? Begin by identifying virtues that are important to both of you. It could be honesty, kindness, resilience, or any other quality you both value. Discuss how these virtues play a role in your relationship and how you can nurture them. Consider the Stoic practice of reflection. Regularly take time with your partner to reflect on your relationship. Ask questions like, how have we grown together this month? Or, what virtues have we demonstrated or need to work on? This reflection not only strengthens your bond, but also aligns your relationship with your shared values. Here's a practical application. Set goals together that embody your shared virtues. These could be volunteering for a cause you both care about, pursuing a joint hobby, or even adopting healthier lifestyle habits. These shared activities and goals become a means of cultivating virtues and growing together. In real-life relationships, the importance of shared growth becomes evident in how partners handle challenges. When faced with difficulties instead of pulling apart, couples who focus on shared growth and virtues come together, using these challenges as opportunities to strengthen their bond and develop resilience. Shared growth also means celebrating each other's individual achievements and progress. In a Stoic relationship, your partner's success is not a threat, but a source of joy and pride. It's about supporting each other's journeys while growing together as a couple. So, as you navigate the path of your relationship, remember, shared growth and the cultivation of virtues are not just ideals, they are practical pathways to a deeper, more meaningful bond. By focusing on these aspects, you not only enrich your relationship, but also embark on a fulfilling journey of mutual development and virtue. Number 11. Realistic expectations. Navigating the waters of a relationship often involves steering between the islands of hope and the shores of reality. Stoicism, with its focus on wisdom and rational understanding, teaches us to set realistic expectations in love, recognizing the difference between what we can control and what we cannot. Stoicism doesn't mean expecting the worst. Rather, it's about expecting what's realistic and preparing ourselves for various outcomes. It's about understanding that while we can strive for a loving, harmonious relationship, there are elements, like your partner's actions, feelings, and life's unpredictable turns, that are beyond your control. But how do we set these realistic expectations without becoming cynical or losing hope in romance? The key lies in focusing on your actions and responses. You can strive to be a loving, supportive partner, but you can't control how your partner acts or feels. Accepting this difference reduces frustration and disappointment. Consider the Stoic principle of focusing on the present moment. Instead of building castles in the sky about a perfect future or dwelling on past mistakes, concentrate on how you can contribute to your relationship here and now. Here's a practical approach. Have open conversations with your partner about your expectations, hopes, and fears. This dialogue not only helps in aligning your visions for the relationship, but also sets a realistic framework for what both of you can contribute and expect. Setting realistic expectations plays a crucial role. For instance, expecting your partner to always know your needs without communication is unrealistic and can lead to misunderstandings. Instead, understand that clear, honest communication is key to meeting each other's needs. Remember, having realistic expectations doesn't mean you stop striving for a wonderful, fulfilling relationship. It simply means you approach this goal with wisdom and understanding. It's about knowing that while you can work towards a happy, loving relationship, there are factors outside your control that you need to be prepared to accept. So, as you journey through your relationship, keep in mind that setting realistic expectations is not about diminishing your experience of love. It's about enriching it with understanding and wisdom. It's about building a relationship grounded in reality, where joy and contentment are based on genuine understanding and acceptance of each other. Number 12, the end of a relationship. In the narrative of love, not every story has a happily ever after. Sometimes relationships come to an end. Stoicism offers valuable guidance on navigating this challenging phase with dignity and wisdom. Stoicism teaches us that while we can control our actions and attitudes, we cannot always control outcomes, including the longevity of a relationship. The end of a relationship, therefore, is not a failure but a part of life's natural course, an opportunity for learning and personal development. But how does one handle the end of a relationship with a Stoic mindset? It begins with acceptance. Accept that the relationship has run its course. This acceptance is not a sign of weakness. It's an act of strength and courage, acknowledging the reality of the situation. Consider the Stoic practice of reflecting on impermanence, as Marcus Aurelius did. He wrote, "All things fade into the storied past, and in a little while are shrouded in oblivion." Reflecting can help you gain perspective and find peace during emotional turmoil. Here's a practical way to navigate this phase. Focus on what the relationship taught you, the growth you experienced, and the virtues you cultivated. Use these insights to foster resilience and personal growth. It's not about erasing the past, but about learning from it and moving forward with wisdom. The end of a relationship can be a time of intense emotions and confusion. It's important during this time to care for your well-being. Engage in activities that nurture your body and mind. Seek support from friends and family and, if needed, professional guidance. Remember, Stoicism doesn't advocate for suppressing emotions. Feel your grief, your sadness, your disappointment, but don't let them define you. Instead, use these feelings as catalysts for growth and self-discovery. Finally, consider the Stoic principle of focusing on the present and the future. Let go of what you can't change and focus on what you can, your growth, your happiness, and your journey ahead. Embrace this period as an opportunity to rediscover yourself, explore new interests, and build a life that reflects your values and aspirations. So, as you face the end of a relationship, remember, it's not just an ending, but also a beginning, a chance to grow, learn, and embark on a new chapter with wisdom and resilience. As we conclude our journey exploring the intersection of Stoicism, love, and intimacy, it's clear that this ancient philosophy offers timeless wisdom for modern relationships. Stoicism, with its focus on virtues, rational affection, and personal growth, provides a robust framework for cultivating deep, meaningful connections. As you reflect on the Stoic principles, consider how they can be integrated into your relationships. Remember, Stoicism is not just a philosophy to be studied, it's a way of life to be lived. It's about practicing these principles daily, making them a part of your approach to love and intimacy. So take these ideas, reflect on them, and apply them in your life. See how they transform your relationship, how they enrich your connection with your partner, and how they lead you to a deeper understanding of love and intimacy. And if you found value in this exploration, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, or comment on this video. I would love to hear your experiences, your insights, and how Stoicism has influenced your approach to love and relationships. In the words of Seneca, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Let this be your guide as you navigate the waters of love and intimacy, armed with the wisdom of Stoicism.